Texas and Oklahoma opened at Texas minus 14.5. I would be very, very cautious when it comes to taking Texas with the 14.5. We'll see what our take is actually on Texas. Maybe we'll end up doing that next week. I don't know. Haven't looked at this game nearly enough. But I do think in this spot now, both teams off a bye, rivalry game, Red River. First time in the SEC you got Red River. I would delete logic. Okay, that's just me. College football sickos, massive Week 7 on deck. Once you subscribe, we'll have game predictions. We will have reactions. We will have analysis all throughout the week and throughout the rest of the beautiful thing that is the college football season. We appreciate you in advance for being subscribed. I think logic, again, is overrated when we talk about college football, period, but especially in this spot. Because logic is going to tell you this. Hey, poor old Oklahoma just limping in there. Found a way to beat Auburn, but like, golly, I mean, the offense has issues. True freshman quarterback against one of the best units in all of college football in Texas. He'll be running for his life. Oklahoma's been dinged up. Oklahoma, it hasn't been the year you want. He kind of recaptured some momentum against Auburn, but like Oklahoma now, I don't know if they hold a candle to Texas. If you want to think that, think that. But for Texas now, it's worth noting, Quinn Ewers, it should be his first game back. Where are the cobwebs at? Are we a little bit rusty, a little tin man, a little oil can? I don't know. If you do, I don't think that's a situation you want to have here in a spot like this. Give Oklahoma some life. Sooner Magic, as we found out last week, is a very real thing. Quinn Ewers starting slow would give a lot of life to Sooner Magic. Also, Texas, you turn around next week, you got to go play Georgia. You got to go play. You welcome them to Austin, but still, you got to go out there and go toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in all of college football. Is there a look ahead? I understand how massive this game is. I do. But if there is any potential for a look-ahead spot for Texas, this is one of them. Now, Michael Hawkins Jr., true freshman quarterback, we mentioned him. How does Texas defend him? I think that could be the story in this game. And it sounds kind of like an overarching statement. What I mean more specifically, Michael Hawkins Jr. is a DIY kind of guy. Like, he will find a way to do it himself, even if it's not there, even if the look isn't there, even if he gets pressure. He'll scramble. He'll find a way to make something out of nothing. And that's why he's your guy if you're Oklahoma. I love Jackson Arnold. I wish him all the best, all the success in the world with what you have up front, with the guys you have dinged up across the board here. Michael Hawkins Jr. generates the most offense for you. Now, Texas, they have a sack rate of 8%. So if we're just looking at these numbers, you feel pretty good if you're Texas about being able to apply some pressure to the young buck. You haven't played someone like Michael Hawkins Jr. just yet. You've played mobile quarterbacks, but I think he's got real deal speed and grit that could make this thing a little bit interesting. Okay, so Texas, they have all the matchups. They have all the logic. But again, in this game, how much do you want to factor in logic? I think it's a fair question to ask here. Again, Texas, better roster. It could be a situation where, quite frankly, Oklahoma just can't generate offense. Michael Hawkins Jr. just has too much in his face to work with to where they're just struggling to move the football. Texas gets out to a 14-point lead, 21-point lead, and you're like, okay, well, I guess that was that. And Oklahoma win now. Just roll with me here. 14.5, I get it. It's Red River. It's wild. An Oklahoma win. I'm going to say this and get some pushback. The playoff conversation gets a little bit more traction. I'm not saying that we would take part in it necessarily, but I think if you beat Texas, you just say, okay, well, palms up, why not? Is what I think you would say if you're in Norman. Now, if you're Texas and you lose this game, well, Nelly, you still have to play Georgia, like we already mentioned, and you still go to Texas A&M. 9-3 doesn't get it done. 9-3, I promise you, is not what Texas signed up for by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I will say this. I think that 14.5-point spread is probably fair when you do use logic. Like, I don't want to just talk up Oklahoma and then say that Texas has got a better chance to win the football game. Vegas already says that. Who we're picking in that game, we'll see, but make no mistake, that's going to be one that will echo across the college football landscape when it comes to what both teams are going to be here going forward. The Hard Count brought to you by our friends over at Huel. Now, I just got introduced to Huel, and I'll tell you what, it's been a game changer. Not just saying that because of the ad read, I mean it. Like, the meal replacement shakes have everything I need to sustain ourselves throughout the rest of the day. 400 calories, 35 grams of protein, exactly what you need. And I understand now, a lot of y'all running late, no time. You're doing whatever you're doing at work. You probably barely have time to squeeze in lunch. Huel is the way to go, all right? Podcast is sponsored by Huel. Obviously, this show, The Hard Count, sponsored by Huel, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand with over 400 million meals sold worldwide. Yes, you heard that right. 400 million. Huel is trusted by millions of people looking to fuel their days with convenient, complete nutrition. Try it for yourself with my exclusive offer for you, 15% off with the code HARDCOUNT at Huel.com. Fuel your best with Huel today. So 15% off, code HARDCOUNT, HARDCOUNT at Huel.com. Unlock a healthier you, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters.